electrochemistry and chemical kinetics. So these are the two branches. One is electrochemistry and chemical kinetics. We will study both of them separately. And coming to the topics of this lesson, that is objectives of this lesson, you have to study what you have to answer after learning this chapter. So what are the topics are electrochemical cell. You have to study, you will study here electrochemical cell. What is meant by electrochemical cell? And what are the differences between galvanic and electrolytic cells? And here you will study about Nernst equation for calculating the EMF of galvanic cell. And we will study here relationship between standard potential of the cell, Gibbs energy of the cell, and its equilibrium constant. And we will study some definitions here: resistivity, conductivity, and molar conductivity of ionic solutions. Next study here electrolytic and electronic conductivity. Next one, method for measurement of conductivity of electrolytic solutions and calculation of their molar conductivity. Next one, variation of conductivity and molar conductivity of solutions with change in their concentrations. Next, we will study Kohlrausch's law and its applications. Next, quantitative aspects of electrolysis and corrosion as an electrochemical process. So these are some of the subtopics you will study in this chapter, electrochemistry. So what are the subtopics? We will study here electrochemical cell, and we will differentiate between galvanic and electrolytic cells. We will study Nernst equation for calculating the EMF of galvanic cell, and we will derive the relationship between standard potential of the cell, Gibbs energy of cell reaction, and its equilibrium constant. We will study some definitions like resistivity, conductivity, molar conductivity of ionic solutions. Next, we will differentiate between electrolytic and electronic conductivity, and we will describe the methods of measurement of conductivity of electrolytic solutions and calculation of their molar conductivity. And we will see variation of conductivity and molar conductivity of solutions with change in their concentration. And we will enunciate Kohlrausch's law and its applications. Very important topic, Kohlrausch's law and its applications for your exam point of view. And quantitative aspects of electrolysis, corrosion as an electrochemical process. So these are the subtopics you'll study in this chapter. Next, coming to what is electrochemistry. So the chapter name itself is electrochemistry and chemical kinetics. We are studying here now electrochemistry. So what is electrochemistry? So before going to see the definition of electrochemistry, we have to know two terms, two processes. One is spontaneous process, another one is non-spontaneous process. So coming to spontaneous process. So what is meant by spontaneous process? So what is meant by spontaneous process? Spontaneous process is a natural process which takes place on its own, which runs on its own. The process which runs on its own without any external force is called as spontaneous process. ఏ ప్రాసెస్ అయితే తనంతకు తనే జరుగుతుందో ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫోర్స్ లేకుండా ఆ ప్రాసెస్ని ఏమంటారంటే స్పాంటేనియస్ ప్రాసెస్ అంటారు. So it is also called as natural process. Examples. Can anyone of you say about the examples of spontaneous process? What are the examples of spontaneous process? Melting of ice. సో ఐస్ అని మెల్ట్ చేయడం మనం ఏమి ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫోర్స్ ఏమి యూజ్ చేయట్లేదు ఇక్కడ. ఐస్ అనేది తనంతట తనే మెల్ట్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి melting of ice is one of the example for spontaneous process. Rusting of iron. So rusting of iron is also a spontaneous process. Smell diffusion. Diffusion of smell. సో పర్ఫ్యూమ్ ని కనుక స్ప్రే చేశారనుకోండి ఆ స్మెల్ అనేది ఏమవుతుంది డిఫ్యూజ్ అవుతుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫర్ స్పాంటేనియస్ ప్రాసెస్. సో డైమండ్ ఆల్సో విల్ బి కన్వర్టెడ్ టు carbon, but it takes a very long, very time-taking process, but it is a spontaneous process. Okay, so these are some of the examples of spontaneous process. Another example is water flowing from a hill area. హిల్ ఏరియాలో నుంచి వాటర్ అనేది కిందకు పడుతుంది, అదంతకు అదే పడుతుంది, కానీ మనం ఏమి ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫోర్స్ని అప్లై చేయట్లేదు. సో ఫ్లోయింగ్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ ఫ్రమ్ ఏ హిల్ ఏరియా ఈస్ ఆల్సో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫర్ spontaneous process. Right. Next we will see non-spontaneous process. So what is meant by non-spontaneous process? Non-spontaneous process is quite opposite to spontaneous process. Spontaneous process means what we have said, the process which takes on its own is called as spontaneous process. Non-spontaneous process means which do not take place on its own is called as non-spontaneous process. So the process which do not takes place on its own is called as non-spontaneous process, or the process which takes place with the help of some external force is called as non-spontaneous process. So non-spontaneous process will take place only with the help of mechanical force or electrical force or potential difference. So non-spontaneous process takes place only with the help of mechanical force, electrical force or potential difference. So why we have studied up to now this spontaneous process and non-spontaneous process? To explain the definition of electrochemistry. Right. So now we will see what is the definition of electrochemistry. So spontaneous reaction. A substance A converting to B on its own is a spontaneous reaction. Example, chemical energy converting to electricity. Chemical energy converting to electricity. It is taking place on its own. So this is example for spontaneous reaction. So we will define what is meant by electrochemistry based on this spontaneous chemical reaction. So what is meant by electrochemistry? It is the study of production of electricity from chemical energy which is released during spontaneous chemical reactions. The spontaneous chemical reaction lo రిలీజ్ అయ్యే కెమికల్ ఎనర్జీ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీని ఏ విధంగా ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తుందో తెలుసుకునే దాన్ని ఎలక్ట్రోకెమిస్ట్రీ అంటారు. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ఎలక్ట్రోకెమిస్ట్రీ? Electrochemistry is the study of production of electricity from chemical energy which is released during spontaneous chemical reactions. So spontaneous chemical reactions లో రిలీజ్ అయ్యే కెమికల్ ఎనర్జీ ఏ విధంగా ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీని ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తుందో తెలుసుకునే దాన్ని ఎలక్ట్రోకెమిస్ట్రీ అంటారు. Understood? So this is the definition based on spontaneous reaction. Next, coming to the definition related to non-spontaneous reaction. So what we have said about non-spontaneous reaction, it will not take place on its own. ఏ రియాక్షన్ అయితే తనంతకు తను జరుపుకోకుండా ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫోర్స్ వల్ల జరిగితే దాన్ని నాన్ స్పాంటేనియస్ రియాక్షన్ అంటామని చెప్పాము. సో హియర్ ద ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఎనర్జీ షుడ్ బి యూజ్డ్ for the production of chemical reaction. Means here we are using some external force. So it is a non-spontaneous reaction. So we will study now the definition of electrochemistry based on the spontaneous as well as non-spontaneous chemical reactions. So it is what is electrochemistry? It is the study of production of electricity from chemical energy which is released during spontaneous chemical reactions and vice versa. Vice versa means electrical energy converting to chemical energy by using some external force. Means, and the use of electrical energy to bring about non-spontaneous chemical transformation is called as electrochemistry. So the name itself, we will see that electro means electricity, chemistry means chemical energy, electrical energy, chemical energy. So the relationship between the electrical energy and chemical energy is nothing but electrochemistry. Means the study of converting chemical energy into electrical energy and electrical energy into chemical energy is called as electrochemistry. Simply. Okay. So what is electrochemistry means? It is the study of production of electricity from chemical energy which is released during spontaneous chemical reactions and the use of electrical energy to bring about non-spontaneous chemical transformation is called as electrochemistry. Next step. Are you able to see the slide? Okay. Electrochemistry in our day-to-day life. Means these are some of the applications of electrochemistry in our day-to-day life. So what are the applications of electrochemistry in our day-to-day life? We have seen the definition of electrochemistry, that the study of chemical energy into electrical energy and electrical energy into chemical energy is called as electrochemistry. So here we have seen all the electronic gadgets, right? Wall clock, mobile phone, cell phone, camera, UPS means inverter, laptop, music player, torchlight, calculator, eco-friendly vehicle, and these are some of the batteries. This is the crown, nail, and this is some one chemical reaction, right? So electronic gadgets runs on battery. So these are all some of the electronic gadgets: wall clock, mobile phones, camera, inverter, laptop, torchlight, music player, calculator, eco-friendly car. These are all some electronic gadgets. How they will run? They will run on battery. All these batteries runs on chemical reaction. These are the different types of batteries we will use in electronic gadgets. So all these batteries runs on chemical reaction. This chemical reaction gives current, means electricity, to run the electronic gadgets. Right. This is also one of the application. This crown, it is previously made up of silver. Now it is looking like in gold color. How it is looking like in gold color? Gold color means after electroplating, it is with gold, it is looking like in gold color. So electroplating is also one of the application of electrochemistry. సిల్వర్ ఆర్నమెంట్స్ అంతా కూడా ఇప్పుడు గోల్డ్ కలర్ వస్తుంటాయి కదమ్మా, అవి ఎలా వస్తుంటాయంటే because of the use of this electrochemistry. The process there they are using is electroplating. ఓకేనా? అలాగే ఈ రస్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఐరన్ జరగకుండా ఉండాలి అంటే కూడా we will use the electroplating process. That is also one of the application of electrochemistry. Okay, so if we know electrochemistry well, we will find efficient methods to produce electricity which are eco-friendly. So మనకి ఎలక్ట్రోకెమిస్ట్రీ గురించి మనం బాగా తెలుసుకున్నట్టయితే గన ఇంకా మనం ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీని ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసే మెథడ్స్ని ఇంకా ఎక్కువగా మనము ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయొచ్చు అనమాట, విచ్ ఆర్ వెరీ eco-friendly. Right. Next one, electrochemical cells. So Daniels, what is meant by electrochemical cell? Daniel cell, galvanic cell, voltaic cell are some of the examples of electrochemical cells. So examples of electrochemical cells: Daniel cell, galvanic cell, voltaic cell. So this is the construction of Daniel cell. So what is this Daniel cell or electrochemical cell? So this cell converts the chemical energy liberated during the redox reaction to electrical energy and exhibits an electrical potential equal to 1.1 volts. When concentrations of zinc Zn+2 and Cu+2 ions are unity, such a device is called a galvanic or voltaic cell. So what is meant by Daniel cell or electrochemical cell means the cell which converts the electrical energy, the cell which converts the chemical energy into electrical energy is called electrochemical cell. And here, if the Zn+2 ions and the Cu+2 ions concentration is unity, then that cell is galvanic cell. Okay. Now we will see the construction of this galvanic cell. So an electrochemical cell consists of two half cells. An electrochemical cell consists of two half cells. We have said that galvanic cell is an example for electrochemical cell. So galvanic cell consists of two half cells. One is oxidation half cell, another one is reduction half cell. So one is oxidation half cell, Another one is reduction half cell. So in oxidation half cell, zinc rod is placed in zinc sulfate solution. So this is the zinc rod. This is placed in zinc sulfate solution, which acts as anode. And reduction half cell. So in this reduction half cell, copper rod is placed in copper sulfate solution. Copper rod is placed in copper sulfate solution, which acts like cathode. So these two electrodes, zinc electrode and copper electrode, are externally connected by a wire to voltmeter and internally connected to each other by a salt bridge. So this is the salt bridge. Okay. Understood the construction of galvanic cell or voltaic cell. So an electrochemical cell consists of two half cells. One is oxidation half cell. This is oxidation half cell. And another one is reduction half cell. So in oxidation half cell, zinc rod is placed in zinc sulfate solution and copper rod is placed in copper sulfate solution. So oxidation half cell will act like anode and reduction half cell will act like cathode. And these two electrodes are connected externally through a wire, through a voltmeter, and internally with a salt bridge. So we will see what is this salt bridge. And here the process happening is chemical energy is converting to electrical energy. So what is the use of salt bridge? So what happens here means oxidation is taking place at anode. Means all the zinc atoms on the rod will releases 2 electrons and forms Zn+2 ions. So if the reaction continues, there will be more number of Zn+2 ions. It leads to repulsion. And the electrons are flowing from zinc rod to copper rod. Right? Means here more number of negative ions will be present. That is SO4 minus 2 ions will be present. Means more number of SO negative ions will be present means there also some repulsion will be present. So to maintain the electrical neutrality between the Zn+2 ions in oxidation half cell and SO4 minus 2 ions in the reduction half cell, so we are maintaining the electrical neutrality with the help of a bridge called as salt bridge. So this is a U-shaped bridge which consists of agar-agar paste, agar-agar potassium chloride paste. సో ఆ సాల్ట్ బ్రిడ్జ్లో ఏముంటుంది అంటే పొటాషియం క్లోరైడ్ పేస్ట్ అనేది ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సో ఎక్కువ Zn+2 అయాన్స్ ఫామ్ అయిపోయినప్పుడు ఈ అగర్ అగర్ పేస్ట్ లో ఉండే క్లోరైడ్ అయాన్స్ వచ్చేసి Zn+2 అయాన్స్ తో రియాక్షన్ జరిగి జింక్ క్లోరైడ్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. SO4 minus 2 అయాన్స్ తో పొటాషియం రియాక్షన్ జరిగి పొటాషియం సల్ఫేట్ అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. అలా ఎలక్ట్రికల్ న్యూట్రాలిటీని మెయింటైన్ చేస్తుంది దిస్ సాల్ట్ బ్రిడ్జ్. So what are the uses of salt bridge means? It connects the solution of two half cells and thus completes the cell circuit. So ఈ రెండు half cells యొక్క circuit ని complete చేస్తుంది. And it maintains electrical neutrality within the internal circuit. And it prevents diffusion of solutions from one compartment to the another compartment. Solutions ని ఇంకొక కంపార్ట్మెంట్ లో డిఫ్యూజ్ అవ్వకుండా కూడా ఈ సాల్ట్ బ్రిడ్జ్ అనేది ప్రివెంట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనా? Now we will see here. So electrochemical cell. We have seen Daniell cell, galvanic cell, and voltaic cell are the three examples of electrochemical cells. We have got here a new term called as electrolytic cell. Electrolytic cell. We will see what is this electrolytic cell. So galvanic cell means a cell which converts the chemical energy into electrical energy is called as galvanic cell. This conversion will take place spontaneously, right? So it is example for spontaneous reaction. If you remember that in thermodynamics, we have got the term called as Gibbs energy. So Gibbs energy is negative for spontaneous reactions. So in galvanic cell, delta G value is negative. Chemical energy is converting to electrical energy, right? So power is producing here. Where? In galvanic cell. So in galvanic cell, power is produced. Now coming to electrolytic cell. Converting of chemical into energy, chemical energy into electrical energy is called galvanic cell. Converting of electrical energy into chemical energy is called as electrolytic cell. This is example for non-spontaneous reaction. For spontaneous reaction, the Gibbs energy is negative. For non-spontaneous reactions, the Gibbs energy is positive. So here the electrical energy we are using to convert it to chemical energy by a non-spontaneous reaction. Means here we are consuming the power. Here we are consuming the power. Okay. So galvanic cell means it converts chemical energy to electrical energy, which is example for electrochemical cell. Converting of electrical energy to chemical energy is electrolytic cell. Converting of chemical energy into electrical energy is example for spontaneous reaction. So delta G value is negative. Here power is producing. Where power is producing? In galvanic cell. Means in electrochemical cell. Okay, na? And in electrolytic cell, electrical energy is converted to chemical energy, which is example for non-spontaneous reaction. So delta G value is positive. And here we are consuming the power. So power is consumed. So now we will see what happens if we apply an external opposing voltage to the electrochemical cell. So this is the external opposing voltage we are applying to the electrochemical cell. So this is electrochemical cell, which is galvanic cell. And this is external opposing voltage. Okay. So if the external opposing voltage is increased slowly, sorry, I forgot to say that the voltage in the electrochemical cell, that is galvanic cell, is 1.1 volts. Remember that Now we will continue. So if an external opposing voltage is applied to the galvanic cell, the cell reaction continues to take place. Cell reaction అనేది జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. ఎప్పటి వరకు జరుగుతుంది అంటే till the opposing voltage reaches the value 1.1 volts. 1.1 volts రీచ్ అయ్యేంత వరకు ఆ రియాక్షన్ అనేది జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనా? వన్స్ ఇట్ రీచెస్ టు 1.1 volts, the cell reaction will stops. So ఇక్కడ చూసినారంటే when E external is equals to 1.1 volts, no flow of electrons or current will takes place. Means no chemical reaction occurs. So galvanic cell లో ముందుగానే 1.1 volts ఉంది. ఎక్స్టర్నల్ గా మనం అప్లై చేసిన వోల్టేజ్ వచ్చేసి కొంచెం కొంచెం ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసుకుంటూ పోతే ఎప్పటి వరకు జరుగుతుంది రియాక్షన్? 1.1 రీచ్ అయ్యేంత వరకు జరుగుతుంది. 1.1 రీచ్ అయిన తర్వాత రియాక్షన్ అనేది జరగదు. సో వెన్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ వోల్టేజ్ ఈజ్ లెస్ దాన్ 1.1 volts, then electrons will flow from zinc rod to copper rod. Then electrons will flow from zinc rod to copper rod. Hence current flows from copper to zinc. Electrons move అయ్యేదానికి ఆపోజిట్ వేలో కరెంట్ అనేది ఫ్లో అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా? సో zinc dissolves at anode and copper deposits at cathode. When external opposing voltage is equals to 1.1, no flow of electrons or current will takes place. Means no chemical reaction. Next, coming to electrolytic cell. Here, the external opposing voltage is greater than 1.1. Means greater than electrochemical cell voltage.
మేము ఇంటికి పోతాం రే మళ్ళా.
So here, external opposing voltage is greater than 1.1. Greater than 1.1. External opposing voltage is greater than 1.1, which is greater than the voltage of electrochemical cell. If it is the case, the electrons will flow from copper to zinc and the current flows from zinc to copper, opposite direction. Galvanic cell లో చూసినట్టయితే ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడికి ఫ్లో అవుతున్నాయి? జింక్ నుంచి కాపర్ కి మూవ్ అవుతున్నాయి. కాబట్టి కరెంట్ వచ్చేసి కాపర్ నుంచి జింక్ కి ఫ్లో అవుతుంది. ఎలక్ట్రోలైటిక్ సెల్ లో అపోజింగ్ వోల్టేజ్ అనేది ఎక్స్టర్నల్ అపోజింగ్ వోల్టేజ్ అనేది ఎక్కువ ఉంది. దేంతో పోలిస్తే? ఎలక్ట్రోకెమికల్ సెల్ యొక్క వోల్టేజ్ తో పోలిస్తే. కాబట్టి ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ వచ్చేసి కాపర్ నుంచి జింక్ కి ఫ్లో అవుతాయి. కరెంట్ వచ్చేసి జింక్ నుంచి కాపర్ కి ఫ్లో అవుతుంది. So zinc is deposited at zinc electrode and copper deposits at the copper electrode. Understood? So this is about your topic for today. So electrochemistry and chemical kinetics introduction, applications, and we have studied electrochemical cells. Daniel cell, galvanic cell, voltaic cell. And what happens if we apply an external opposing voltage to the galvanic cell? So this is the topic of today's. So raise your doubts if you have any.
మ్యామ్ నోట్స్ పెడతారా మ్యామ్?
పెడతాను. Any doubts?
నో మ్యామ్, నో డౌట్స్ మ్యామ్.
స్లైడ్స్ అన్ని ఒకసారి
ఏంటమ్మా? ఏం చెప్తున్నారు? స్లైడ్స్
స్లైడ్స్ అన్ని మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చూపించండి.
ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ ఓపెన్ చేయమంటారా? ఓకే. సో చాప్టర్ నేమ్ is Electrochemistry and Chemical Kinetics. These are the objectives of this lesson and some of the subtopics of this lesson. Electrochemical cell, galvanic cell, electrolytic cells. The Nernst equation for calculating the EMF of galvanic cell, relation between standard potential of the cell, Gibbs energy of cell reaction and its equilibrium constant. And we will define some terms: resistivity, conductivity, and molar conductivity of ionic solutions. And in this chapter, we will differentiate between electrolytic and electronic conductivity, describes the method for a measurement of conductivity of electrolytic solutions and calculation of their molar conductivity. And we will justify the variation of conductivity and molar conductivity of solutions with change in their concentration. And we will enunciate Kohlrascher's law and its applications. And we will understand here the quantitative aspects of electrolysis and explains the corrosion as an electrochemical process. Next, what is electrochemistry? So before going to see this electrochemistry, we have to know two terms. One is spontaneous process, other one is non-spontaneous process. So what is spontaneous process means? It is a natural process which takes place on its own. Example, melting of ice, rusting of iron, diffusion of smell, diamond converting to carbon. But it will take long time. Next, coming to the non-spontaneous process. Non-spontaneous process does not take place on its own. It takes place with the help of some external force. So this non-spontaneous process will take place with the help of mechanical force, electrical force, or potential difference. Examples of non-spontaneous force: hydrolysis of water, or else we have to take the water from the well to the tank, means we will put motor, right? That is also one of the example for non-spontaneous process. Next, coming to spontaneous reaction. A chemical substance A converting to B on its own is a spontaneous reaction. Chemical energy converting to electrical energy is example for spontaneous reaction. And what is electrochemistry means? It is the study of production of electricity from chemical energy which is released during spontaneous chemical reaction. Based on non-spontaneous reaction, it is the study of production of electricity from chemical energy which is released during spontaneous chemical reactions, and the use of electrical energy to bring about non-spontaneous chemical transformation is called a electrochemistry.
Thank you very much.
We have seen the applications of electrochemistry. So what are the applications of electrochemistry? Most all the electronic gadgets runs on batteries, and all these batteries reactions runs on a chemical reaction. These chemical reactions will give current or electricity. So if we know electrochemistry well, we will find efficient methods to produce electricity which is eco-friendly. These are some of the examples of electronic gadgets which runs on batteries. That batteries in turn runs on chemical reaction, and this chemical reaction gives electricity. Coming to electrochemical cells, Daniell cell, galvanic cell, voltaic cell are some of the examples of electrochemical cells. Construction of Daniell cell, galvanic cell. So what is meant by electrochemical cell? The cell which converts chemical energy into electrical energy and exhibits an electrical potential equals to 1.1 volts. When concentration of Zn plus 2 and Cu plus 2 ions are unity, such a device is called as galvanic or voltaic cell. So we will see the construction of galvanic cell. An electrochemical cell or a galvanic cell consists of two half cells. One is oxidation half cell, another one is reduction half cell. So in oxidation half cell, zinc rod is placed in zinc sulfate solution, and it will act like anode. In reduction half cell, copper rod is placed in copper sulfate solution, which acts like cathode. And these two electrodes are externally connected by a wire through voltmeter and internally connected to each other by a salt bridge. Now coming to the working of this galvanic cell. In galvanic cell, oxidation takes place at left side electrode and reduction will take place at right hand electrode. So galvanic cell is chemical energy is converted to electrical energy, which is a spontaneous reaction. And here the delta G value will be negative for spontaneous reactions. And in this reaction, power is producing. So here the power is produced. Next, coming to the electrolytic cell, means opposite to this galvanic cell. Electrical energy converting to chemical energy is example for non-spontaneous reaction, where delta G value is positive. In galvanic cell, power is produced. Opposite means power is consumed in electrolytic cell. What happens if we apply an external opposing voltage to electrochemical cell? So if we apply an external opposing voltage to the galvanic cell, and if it is increased slowly, we find that the cell reaction continues to take place till the opposing voltage reaches the value 1.1 volts. So if the external opposing voltage is less than 1.1 volts, electrons will flow from zinc rod to the copper rod. Therefore, the current flows from copper to zinc. Electron direction ki current direction opposite ga untundi. So zinc dissolves at anode and copper deposits at cathode. So when the external opposing voltage is equals to 1.1 volts, galvanic cell or electrochemical cell voltage వచ్చేసి 1.1 volts. External గా అప్లై చేసిన voltage కూడా 1.1 volts అయితే there will be no flow of electrons or current. So no chemical reaction will take place. If the opposing external voltage is greater than 1.1 volts, then electrons will flow from copper to zinc and current flows from zinc to copper. So there the zinc is deposited at the zinc and copper dissolves at zinc copper electrode. So this is your topic of today's. Thank you. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
No.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am.
No doubts, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Chandrakala, madam.
Thank you,
Madam.
ma'am.
Close చేసేస్తాను
Thank you,
madam.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Close చేసేయండి మేడం. ఓకే మేడం.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Mm.